You believe miracles don't happen anymore. Wait till you hear what one quiet janitor did when the nation's most powerful general was about to lose his only daughter. That's the line that hooked millions when this story first went viral. And if you're watching this right now, don't scroll, because what you're about to hear might just change how you see people forever. Before you go, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell, because stories like this one remind us that real heroes don't always wear medals. Sometimes they carry mops. The story begins in a massive military hospital, white walls, endless corridors, and a silence so heavy you could hear the hum of the fluorescent lights. Inside room 417, the air smelled of disinfectant and fear. On the bed lay Sophie, the only daughter of four-star General Marcus Steele, a man whose voice could silence a war room. But now, that same man stood helpless at his daughter's bedside. Sophie had been sick for months, her body shutting down, her organs weakening one by one. 30 doctors from the best hospitals across the country had tried. None could find what was wrong. The general had spent his entire career commanding armies, but this? This was a battle he couldn't win. He clenched his fists, his voice breaking. There must be something, someone, who can help her. The specialists shook their heads. Sir, we've run every test imaginable. It's unexplainable. Sophie's small voice barely broke the silence. Dad, it's okay, you can rest. He swallowed hard. Rest? How could a father rest when his child was slipping away before his eyes? Outside that same room, pushing a mop across the polished floor, was Ethan Cole, a quiet single dad who worked the night shift as a janitor. He never spoke much, and most people never looked twice at him, but if you asked anyone who knew him, they'd say the same thing. He had kind eyes, but a heavy soul. Every evening after work, Ethan would rush home to his little girl, Lily, a 7-year-old with big dreams and an even bigger heart. Lily was born premature. The doctors had told Ethan she might not make it. But she did, because her father refused to give up. He spent nights reading medical books, learning everything he could about her condition until one small observation changed her fate. That night, he saved his daughter's life, with nothing but a notebook and faith. Back in the hospital, Ethan overheard the nurses talking. They're saying General Steele's daughter only has days left. 30 doctors have failed. Poor man. Ethan froze. Something tugged at his chest, not curiosity, but that quiet pull only a parent feels when another parent is in pain. That night, as he was cleaning the hallway outside room 417, he saw the general step out. His eyes red from exhaustion. Sir, Ethan said softly, forgive me, but may I ask what's wrong with your daughter? The general blinked, too tired to even be angry. You wouldn't understand, son. The best minds in the country couldn't figure it out. Ethan hesitated. Maybe, it's not about the mind, sir. Maybe it's something only a heart notices. The general stared at him, confused. But when you've got nothing left to lose, you start listening to the unthinkable. That night, Ethan was allowed to step inside Sophie's room for a few minutes under the watchful eyes of the doctors. He walked slowly, respectfully, as Sophie tried to smile at the stranger with the mop. He noticed the faint tremor in her hands. The shallow breathing. Her pale lips, then something clicked in his mind. He leaned closer, looking at the small scar near her neck. It wasn't a medical mark, but a healed insect bite. He whispered, was she ever in the tropics? The general frowned. A few months ago. Humanitarian mission with her mother before she passed. Why? Ethan's voice lowered. Sir, I'm not a doctor, but I've seen this before. My little girl had something similar. Everyone thought it was autoimmune, but it wasn't. It was a parasite, one that doesn't show up on normal tests. It hides. And it attacks slowly. The doctors in the room exchanged doubtful glances, but the general's instincts told him to listen. He ordered immediate specialized tests. Hours later, the results came back, and Ethan was right. The parasite had lodged itself deep in Sophie's bloodstream, invisible to standard scans. All it needed was a simple, specific treatment, one Ethan had found years ago when saving Lily. Within days, Sophie's condition began to improve. Her color returned. Her heartbeat stabilized. And for the first time in months, she smiled. The general stood at her bedside, tears streaming down his face. You saved my little girl, he whispered. Ethan shook his head. No, sir. You did, because you didn't give up. I just noticed what love helped me see before. Weeks passed. Sophie made a full recovery. The doctors couldn't stop talking about the miracle case. But when the general went to thank Ethan again, the janitor was gone. He'd quietly resigned and gone back to his small town with Lily. A few weeks later, a convoy of military trucks showed up at Ethan's modest house. The general himself stepped out. "Mr. Cole," he said, saluting the stunned single dad. "The army owes you more than we can ever repay. But I think your daughter deserves a better life too." He handed Ethan a folded letter, a full scholarship for Lily's education, and a permanent medical research grant in Ethan's name, because sometimes, the general said, his voice breaking, heroes don't come from command centers, they come from cleaning halls. Ethan smiled softly. "Sir, I wasn't trying to be a hero. I was just being a dad." If this story touched your heart, take a second to like this video. It helps us share stories of faith, love, and unseen heroes with more people. And if you believe the world needs more kindness like Ethan's, subscribe to the channel and share this story, because somewhere tonight, another quiet father is fighting for his child, and your share might just be the hope someone needs.